Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Steven, aka the Laggy Gamer, and I'm here with the first impressions video for you guys for Xenoblade Chronicles. Different change of scenery. We're outside of my front yard. You could hear some vehicles going by, some heavy traffic, but hopefully everything will be a little bit quiet so I can get this out to you guys, since my son's inside taking a nap. This is the only way I could get it out. But anyway, let's get into this game. I'm about 7.5 hours into this game, and I have been enjoying every moment of it. It is a fantastic RPG on the Wii. I think this game is going to do a really good job of bringing a lot of the Western audience here into really liking RPGs. If you weren't an RPG fan, this game can make you a fan of it, just because how the combat system's set up and how the overworld is. I really think if you haven't gotten into RPGs, this game will do a really good job in bringing you in. But anyways, just let me get started on a brief backstory of it. From the story I can gather so far, were two titans, Mechanus and Bionis, that are just engaged in an endless battle, and the race we're playing as are Homs, and we live on Bionis, and our enemy are the Mechons on Mechanus. And that's pretty much the gist of it. It's just a battle between the two sides, from what I can gather so far. Game starts off with the scenery of a battle taking place that gets you acclimated with the combat system. Then fast forward a year later into the future, where you actually pick up the story with the main character as you're searching through some of the fallen Mechons for parts and such. So for the story, as the most part, is pretty much what I gather so far. I won't give you any big spoilers in this one, so but pretty much that's the gist of the story. As far as the world itself, from what I've seen, I'm actually in Colony 9. That's pretty much the beginning area of the game, with your first town just called Hometown, and it's amazing. The Wii, I didn't know the Wii was capable of doing graphics like this, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful world, and everything is wide open, luscious landscapes, enemy designs. So far I've ran into several different types of enemies throughout the game, and great interesting designs, and just the world and towns, they're big, there's people walking around you can talk to, item shops. So far there's not many buildings you can go in, but I'm not too much of a fan. I know a lot of people complain about not having towns in games. I'm not too much of a fan of towns. I like to get in and get out, do my thing, and go back out to killing monsters, leveling up, and progressing with the story. But for people who like them, these towns do just fine. And everything's just huge. You can go anywhere. I can jump off a cliff into a lake and swim through the lake and just visit other islands off of the lake. It's amazing how I could just go anywhere I want, and that's why I felt it could really relate to the Western audience who might be an MMORPG fan, because I know a lot of people over in the West here, we really enjoy that sort of stuff, and that's what it feels like. If you're acclimated with those type of games, then this is the type of RPG for you to dive into on consoles. And that'll just lead me right into the combat system, which is my favorite part of the game, which is why I love it so much, because I come from a big World of Warcraft background. So when I got into the combat system of this game, I'm just loving it. And how it's set up is, it's simple, yet it can get really deep, but not too deep where you're lost and you're confused, because it has ways to dumb it down for you. Pretty much you have, I call it my action bar. It's just one little bar that you control with the D-pad. I'm using the classic controller that I control with it, and I just scroll through it. I pick my attack, and my character initiates the attack. Everything's pretty much set up on a cooldown. If you're used to MMOs, you do an attack and it has 10-second cooldown, 30-second cooldown. It's pretty much how it's set up. And your character, as long as it's within range of an enemy, can auto attack. So it's really set up just like an MMO as far as the battle system, but it's so much fun how you can they have chain attacks in the game you'll unlock, where you and your characters can chain attacks together. It gets deeper as to, there's a point in the game where you do start fighting Mechons, and when you start fighting them, they're not vulnerable to just your basic attacks. You have to actually topple the enemy, and it'll go through a guide to teach you how to do this, but it dumbs it down for you, because you have to do a move that'll break the enemy. And everything which makes it easier for you is color coded, and it puts symbols for you to let you know if you initiated everything. What I mean by break is your character should have a move that'll break the enemy's guard. And normally that attack will be a pink icon. Any attack that's pink will cause a break. So you initiate your break attack, and you'll notice on your enemy's display that they have sort of wavy lines indicating that they've been broken. And then this is the chance for the computer to jump in and do its attack, which will then topple the enemy. I can't remember what the name of the attack is, but it's a loud truck coming by. But it is a green attack button. You'll see some characters with the green attack that winds up getting the enemy toppled, which then makes the Metcon vulnerable to any amount of attacks. So it gets deep, yet it's simple, because it color coded it for you and it's got symbols for you, which really really helps with the game. And eventually you do get the sword that's on the cover of the game, the Mahodon. I can't remember the name of the weapon, but you eventually do get that for your primary character, and that is the weapon that you stick with throughout the game, it appears to be. And you start unlocking certain arts for that I won't spoil that stuff either. I'll let you guys venture into that. But the combat, I'm loving it. You can pretty much play as any character in your party. If you don't want to play as the lead guy, you can play as any of the other side characters that are with you. I know Ryan's one of my party members right now. We also had another party member with us, Fiora, and Dunban. So it's already been through a couple characters that have been in the party fighting with me. And it's fun if you want to play with any character you want. If you like playing a tank character, play as Ryan. If you like playing as the melee class Pouncer, then you go with the main character Shulk, I believe his name is. But yeah, the combat's just beautiful, and you can run into, sometimes the enemies I've ran into so far I've been initiating combat with. Some have been attacking me due to hearing my footsteps, but nothing too difficult. I've ran into some of the special enemies, which could be level 10, but they're kind of like boss characters or that drop good loot, and those are great fights. But I'll get into that into future videos. But yeah, the combat's great, visuals are great. So far, the story's been great. It's been really keeping me sunk in. Cutscenes aren't super long to where they're dragging out and you're losing interest. They seem to be the perfect length, and just again, the Wii, I can't believe it's producing stuff that's so beautiful. And the soundtrack, after I heard a couple tracks in the game and I had to go download the soundtrack. The hometown, just your first hometown you're in, the nighttime music, daytime music, I just love that soundtrack, so I can't wait to keep going into the game and just hearing more and more of the soundtrack, because when I downloaded it, it's like 93 songs on the soundtrack, so it's a lot to listen to. But so far, just for first impressions of this game, it's wonderful. I'm just gonna I'm loving taking my time doing all the side quests. That's another thing. When you're questing, you have your main story, but you have a bunch of side quests you can do, and sometimes it requires you to go back and turn the side quest in. But other times, once you collect the items for the quest, it automatically turns it in. If I don't pick up a quest, yet I already have the items for it, I accept the quest, boom, I've already finished the quest, and I'm getting experience and money just for doing nothing, pretty much, just walking around already having the items. So I really like how that's set up. I think the only quest I'm messing up on is when I fight the special enemies. I think there's been some quests that want me to defeat them, and I've already defeated them and they're not respawning anymore. At one point in the game they were respawning, but now they're not. I'm not sure how that works, or if they're on a timer, but we'll see. Maybe you guys know about it, just let me know. But anyway, that's my first impressions of this game. I'm really loving it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making a vlog every few hours or so. I'm about 7 hours in, so I'm going to give you my start a first vlog after this recording. And just every 5 hours or so, just update you guys on where I'm at, what I've been doing, some special enemies I might have ran into, so we can share our thoughts on our experience through the game. because it's not multiplayer, and I'm used to MMOs and playing together with people. So this could be my way of us actually playing together and sharing our experiences together. So I'm going to start doing that right after this. Hope you've enjoyed this impressions video, and we are lagging out. See you.